Here we are. We are live. I got Justin Reynolds with us, and of course Rhino. We're going to go over the Survivor first. And we'll give Justin his time back. Um, so it looks like you won the C. How was the tournament overall?
So actually, I wasn't able to be there. I had a vacation planned. I was in Gatlinburg all weekend, but the guys went live for me the first couple games until Joey's phone died, Mascari, and then I was getting updates play by play by Natalie, um, keeping me up to date. You know who scored, who did what. All in all, when I watched the live, I mean the guys were just they came out hitting, they came out strong. First team played a real good Ohio Steel team. I think either last year or the year before they were pretty good and made a run. They're still a good team. Everybody that was in the tournament's a good team, including all the D teams that was in there. I think there was a total of 8 teams total. So it wasn't a huge turnout, but it was a lot of fun for everybody.
Okay. Are you still on vacation? Is that where that is, or is that local somewhere?
No, I'm out here at a volleyball, just watching some volleyball with some friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. So maybe describe the format a little bit. Do you know how it went? I know you weren't there, so
Yeah, so basically, if you win on your field, you stay, and then somebody loses on another field. Depending on if that field was still open, they could challenge any field of the winners from that field. If you lost on your first game, you know you can go challenge someone else that obviously won on their field that you thought you could beat, or just basically get some reps in or some competition. I think our guys stayed with our competition. I know we lost our third and fourth game. And our third game, we went back to play Ohio Steel again. We lost that game, and I think the fourth game was Tripods, I believe, um, which was a pretty good game. I know everybody was gassed. It was real hot at that time, including our guys. They came to a understanding to, I think it was fourth inning, top of four. They decided to the Hooks be the last at bat. We were down 7. We agreed on it. Just get some more swings. That way, Tripods can go on to their bracket and make the run that they did, and also us as well. I think in that top of the fourth, we scored 8. Really wasn't a win, but just finished that inning out, the top of the fourth.
and then you went to a one and out bracket. I'm trying to look at the.
Yes. Then we went to a one and out bracket. Our first game was, I want to say, shoot, I don't remember who the first game was, honestly.
You're good. You weren't there. It
Was
has
it
the
was it
like
did you guys
GTS.
play Running Rebels or did you play
Rebels. Yes, it was the Rebels, and then we played GTS in the last game.
yeah, that
Um,
GTS team? Apparently, they're supposed to be the number one nation D team in the nation. So
yeah, Rebels. When we play Rebels all year, we've played them 2 or 3 times. We lost, obviously all 3 games. I don't know exactly what happened. Our guys were just on top of it. I think the little break that we had, I think we had like a 50-minute break before the bracket started. The guys just came out hitting. I think the final score was 20-3, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around in there. Um, Steve Campbell pretty much pitched all day, and that guy, he took a beating. Um, Considering to Brian, the coach that was there in the team, I think he got hit about 9 times up the middle. Stood in there all day, pitched. It was hot. I think we gave him a break with Doc pitching a couple innings, and then Ryan Sexton pitching a couple innings just to give him a break. He was still in the lineup hitting, but after that, he got right back in there and finished off the day and got the dubs.
Yeah, he's a gamer. Every time I watch him, he's battling, whether he's playing third or pitching or whatever. He's in there. He's in there to win.
Yeah.
Um, any other standout players you wanted to discuss?
Um, so this weekend, Steve's didn't play. we originally got in the tournament and had about 14 guys. A couple days beforehand, we had a bunch of guys backing out with graduation stuff, some family stuff. So it took us down to 9. I picked up 4 guys from Steve's, Dylan Ebel, Riley Stidham, and Austin Penwell and Chris Dabbs. Only 2 of those guys at a time were there. Dylan Ebel was there all day. Other than that, Dylan Ebel was 17 for 26, 11 bombs and 26 RBIs. Riley was 14 for 18. I want to mention a guy that is probably underrated, Tylen James. He came from Clutch. I think he played with Clutch a couple years ago. He came with us this year, struggled in the first few tournaments he played. He was living in West Virginia, so he was traveling every weekend about 5 hours to play. He is now back in Cincinnati and moved back. But that guy is just an all-out monster in the outfield. I think he's earned his spot as our starting center fielder right now, and he hits it very well. He hit a grand slam this weekend and then a 2-run bomb the inning before that. Not a real big guy, but fast, reads the ball well. Justin Carter, Trey Sweeterman, Joey Mascari. I mean, we have a really good team. I know there was a lot of talk at the beginning of the year, Hooks, possibly appealing down. At first, it wasn't the issue. We never discussed that. I picked up some guys from other teams that got bumped last year, a couple guys from Bellagio, Campbell from Tiger Fitness. So I kind of built the team on looking to stay and see. A few weeks went by. We weren't winning anything. Guys were just struggling, hitting, meshing well. So I gave it some thought about appealing down. Talked to Brian about it, and we thought about it. It was a good choice. But as we thought about it, we would lose a lot of guys. Picking up C guys who were on a C team, picking up guys that were nationally bumped from Banditos last year with Cole, Sexton, Daffo. I don't see us going anywhere. We're going to stay and see. We're going to do the best that we can with what we got. Picked up a couple B chips to help out Mascari and Doc and Ben Foote. Ben Foote's going to miss quite a few tournaments just because of work purposes. But, there wasn't a lot of B guys out there. After Steve's last year, a lot of them retired. I know Flies has a couple. Obviously, Yoder, Steve's, kept their 3 B chips that they wanted. So what we have right now, I'm very happy with. I think the guys will mesh. I think this past weekend, even though picking up the few Steve guys, I mean, that's only 2 guys in the lineup. We got the other 9 nasty hooks in the lineup. So it's not a huge difference. Their bat is a big difference. Their fielding is a big difference. But it's only 2 positions and 2 bats in the lineup. So if you got the other 9 guys hitting with them, because we usually bat 11, I mean, everybody was solid all weekend.
Yeah, you guys seem to be building every week, which is the goal. So kudos to you for sticking with it. Rhino, did you want to get anything in with Justin before we move on?
Yeah, it's the first time we saw you guys this year in an actual tournament. I know I played you guys in a couple league night games, but league night tournaments are totally different. You got a good squad, man. You guys play hard. I'm glad you decided to stick with C. I think this is going to be good for everybody. And congrats on the good weekend.
I appreciate it. We did a lot of work in the off season, looking around, finding who was available, even, picking up a few guys in the season. We have Wilbur now as our pitcher. He's hurt right now. He was actually with me on vacation in Gatlinburg. We went down there with Dave Grome and a couple other people just to get away for the weekend. We weren't really I didn't think we were going to play after the fact of us, only having 8-9 guys. And Dave was like, hey, a few of my guys can play with you just so you guys can play. And, it is what it is. So even with WSL, Steve's not playing WSL anymore. We got a few of their guys to help us when we go to Panama and a couple other tournaments coming up. So we'll be fine with what we have and the additions that we pick up. Everybody struggles with different, family things, jobs, kids, and stuff like that, which is understandable. I never hold anybody against that. So the commitment thing, I think, is there for everybody. It's just the scheduling part of it.
Gotcha.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for coming on.
All right, appreciate you guys.
Good luck the rest of the year, man.
And we'll go on to the winners of the D, which happens to be my co-host here.
We finally got one, man. Finally put it all together and played well.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
So I guess give me a little breakdown of how things went.
We kind of mapped out our plan of attack once we got there and saw who was there and what we wanted to do. We drew a local 392 the first game. We wanted to set the tone early, came out, and we hit it well. We basically, before the game started, said we got to quit screwing around. We're better than what we've been playing, and it's time to put it all together. And we got to play all 7 innings of every game. And we came out on fire, put them away early. And then we knew that Salute to Service was going to come challenge us right off the bat. We figured out of the 4 fields on paper, we were the weakest team because we were the only D team that was matched up against another D team. So we expected them to come. They did. Our plan was to win the game. But if we didn't, we knew that we were going to play one game and then come back and challenge that field. So we weren't realistically all in that game where we wanted to make sure that we won, because the way the format was set up, you just got to survive on that field when it's all said and done. And Salute to Service came out on fire. They were fired up. They hit it all over the yard. They were beating us to death. They might have scored like 14 unanswered runs at one point. We battled back, made it a game. I think we lost by 4 or 5. Then we decided, who are we going to challenge? We thought Running Rebels were the best team in the tournament, so let's go over to their field and see what happens. In this format, when you play a C team, you got spotted 3 runs, 1 run per inning for the first 3 innings. So we decided, no matter what, we're getting a run the first inning. Let's be visitors no matter what. Maybe we'll come out, put a big number up, and put some pressure on them. That's exactly what we did. Put up 8 in the first inning, and you could tell that Running Rebels respected us, but they didn't think we were going to come out like that. So they knew they were going to be in a dogfight. But shout out to them guys, because when you've got Aaron Elam leading off and T Garden batting second, that's as tough a 1-2 combo as you're going to get. I think they put up 5 the first inning. We come in the second inning, put up another 7 or 8. And they just kept chipping away. I think they shut us out the last 3 innings of the game. We only made it to the 6th inning because of time, but their pitcher did a good job of shutting the runs down. They ended up taking the lead in the bottom of the 5th, and we couldn't answer the bell in the 6th inning. They've got a really nice team. Doug's done a good job. They've got athletes all over the field. Have you played them yet this year?
Yeah, at least once, maybe twice.
They got a black guy. I think he played center field for him, and he was lights out at the plate, in the field, run all over the place. I've never seen him before, but he murdered it against us. So we lost that game. Lost that game. Yeah, we went back to the Salute to Service field thinking they were going to win. They ended up losing by 1, I think, to that One Nation D team. And we just came out on fire, put it on them early. I think we won like 19-2 or something crazy. So then the Nasty Hooks came over. We were up 7, and Bradney came over and said, hey, no matter what happens, you're playing Buffet Boys in the bracket play after this game. So we decided, why are we even playing this game? Why are we going to wear ourselves out if we already know who we play? What's the deal? So we were going to stop right there in the 3rd inning. Hooks asked if they could hit one more time. We didn't care. They ended up scoring 8, so the inning was kind of long, so we kind of wore ourselves out anyway. But went over to the Buffet Boys, who've got a really talented team. I think it was like 3-1 going in the 5th inning. Just nobody could get anything going. Umpire was letting you throw it about 12 feet and deep, so it was tough to hit. We ended up pulling away in the 6th. I think we scored 8 runs, and they just never recovered. 7th inning, we scored, I think, another 8. So we ended up beating them pretty good. Then the BOS team from Columbus and Dayton were waiting on us over there, and in the finals. Again, I think they were worn out. We basically told us it's now or never. We got to suck it up for 7 more innings. Came out on fire, jumped up early. They made a nice run in the 5th inning to cut the deficit to 1 or 3, something like that. And then the next inning, we just came out and put up another 7 or 8 runs. So shout out to my guys. They did a great job all weekend. We had 9 players with an OBP of over 600. All tournament team: Corey Osborne, Cody Roden, Austin Andrews, Brandon Bennett, and our MVP was Austin Broshier. And then I want to shout out Logan Broft, our right fielder. I think he hit over 780 and made some tremendous plays in right field and pretty much carried us all day. So shout out to him.
Congrats! I saw you guys moved up to the 5th place in the power rankings too, which to me that's a big deal. You guys are first year team in D and moving up from E, and it's impressive. So congrats to you guys.
We're on the right track. I mean, everybody played relaxed this weekend. We didn't have anybody yelling at them when they screwed up and things like that. So we did a good job.
Sounds good.
Salute to Service sent me some stuff. They went 2-2 first time out. They beat 2 good deep teams in us and Buffet Boys. They lost to both C teams by 1 run each. They seem like everybody contributed in one way or the other, so they're gonna be a tough out in the 35 Nova Metro.
Who was it?
Salute to Service, Nathan Tyrehurst team, Brian Gay, a lot of the Odd Sox guys.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. I'll go ahead and address this. Everybody's asking about the suspensions and all that. I got a call from Chuck yesterday. He's suspended for 3 years currently, and anybody on his team that was in a fight was suspended for a year. Rhino and I will do another podcast about that a different day when we have more time. But that's what I heard. I haven't heard about the other Cincy Slime. I haven't heard about them, but that's the info I got.
Yeah, I definitely have some thoughts on that, and we're going to do a deep dive in that. But Zach's going to the Reds game tonight to watch Ellie, so we got to cut this one short.
Yeah, sorry guys, bad timing. All right, so moving on to the E City Slam, and not a huge surprise. 8s win it. Congrats to them, well deserved. I used to play those guys freaking, I think it was 13 years ago over at River Shore on Sunday nights, and they're still around getting it done, getting better every year. So congrats to them. I think Rhino's got some info on that tournament, correct?
Yeah, from what it looks like, it was a very competitive tournament. Congrats to the 8s on winning it. Bubba Franks was their tournament MVP, pitched 5 of the 7 games, battled each game, hit .615, gave up very few walks and a lot of clutch at bats in the cleanup spot. Nolan Klein was the AH on a bad hamstring, led the team with a .769 average. Travis Flesh, .636, played 3 different positions, pitched 1 game. Looks like he played first base and second base as well. Tyler Lawless, .500, held down left field and center field. His coach said he did show up late and wore the wrong jersey on Saturday. So way to go, Tyler. Austin Simpson, 583, ton of great plays at shortstop. His coach said he's shown a lot of improvement throughout the season on both sides of the ball. Jake Pegg, 592, was in the MVP discussion playing middle infield. His coach said he literally shut down TCS's 7th inning rally with some amazing plays with winning runs on the base. Coach said really a team effort, 17 players each day and everyone contributing. And special shout out to Aaron Heilman for his legs holding up all weekend. Dark Waters, I believe, finished 2nd. They got a really good team as well. Their all tournament team: Kyle Quickle, James Skeens, Zach Rothert, Braden Shanefeldt, Hunter Minton, and their outstanding defensive player, David Hughes. TCS, I believe, finished 3rd. Another good weekend for them. Eventually, those guys are going to push through and win one. Middle infielder Gage Bly, 22 for 30, and pitcher Jason Richardson and the defense gave up under 8 runs per game. Only 3 teams scored in double digits, and they were able to overcome one of those games where they gave up double digits. So shout out to those 3 teams on an outstanding weekend.
Congrats to all. Like I said, it's my favorite tournament. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I do, or I did. And then anything else on the East Slam before we move on?
I don't have anything from the East Slam, but I got the co-ed winners, DSD, FAFO. America actually pushed them to the IF game. DSD tied the game at the top of the 7th, then pushed 2 runs in the top of the 8th, and their coach said their defense was on point all weekend long. They shut them down in the 8th inning for the win. 2 of their 12 batters were under 500. MVP was Steph Jansen with an OBP of 904. Congrats to her. Alex Lynn, ODP, pitched 5 games and hit 571. Other all tournaments, Jamie King, OBP is 714. Dave Stanley, Ashley Rice with 7 RBIs, and Jesse Rice rounded out the all tournament team. And Ethan, either Leidig or Leidig, led the guys in RBIs with 11.
Nice. Nice run. Congrats to those teams. And we'll move on to the WSL Southern State coming up. Switch that. I need to get better about changing the titles there. And then I'll share this tab. And here we go. Women's C, D, and E. Like usual, I know very little to almost none about these teams. Good luck to those teams. Looks like I'm guessing they're going to have to do a combined tournament of some sort, but good luck. And then we'll move
Where
on.
is this? Is it all 3 parks, or is it just the East and West?
To be honest, I don't know. I think it's usually at West. I don't know if they're going to open up East or not. I'm not sure. The bracket is not out yet, so I can't say for sure. D, good little lineup in D. You got Breeden, EOS. I'm guessing they're somewhat revamped. My team, Green Machine, Corrupt, Metro, Comfort, Nasty Hooks, Shelby, Team Supreme, Tiger Fitness, Warrior Nutrition, and Extreme Associates in the D. Who do you like in the D?
Good little field. So I got in trouble during the City Slam for not picking you guys. One of your guys came up to me and said, "How come you never pick Fly's teams?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to jinx the man, so I can't pick you. So I'm going to continue with that tradition and not pick you. I'm going to take Tiger Fitness. That way I can't be their motivation."
I'm going to pick Tiger Fitness as well. They won the last tournament we were in, WSLD, so got to knock out the champs to be the champs, so I'll go with Tiger Fitness. And then I'll move on to E. Got Bad Draw, Dayton Jets again, Them Boys, Empire, Funk, Goats, God Be Law, TPE, Heat, Maxed Out, Nasty Boys, Natty Redlegs, Northern Kentucky Riders, OTF, Players, Real Mafia, SUAP, Sheen Bops, Sick Apparel, Springdale Cleaners, Springfield Havoc, Team Sting, the Woodpeckers, Tribe, Watch Relentless Work, Wilson Concrete. Man, that's a pretty sizable tournament. I'm guessing they'll have to do 2 parks, or I guess they'll at least have to do 2 days.
Yeah. I wish we were getting into this one, because I think it'd be a good one to play in. Roy gets mad at me every time I pick the Natty Redlegs, so I'll stop picking him. I'll go with OTF this weekend.
Okay, I was going to pick OTF, but I will pick the Natty Redlegs. Give Roy a hard time. There's really be a lot of good games here, a lot of good teams. Yeah, probably been nice for you guys to play in it. Get some good competition.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not too disappointed. My daughter's playing in a tournament in Queen City this weekend, so I'll be able to fully take advantage of watching her play and watching her excel, and then I'll head down to the ballpark and catch you guys when she's done on Saturday.
Sounds good. I think it's supposed to rain Sunday. Hopefully that holds off. Hopefully it doesn't leak into Saturday a little bit. All right, we got a few minutes left. Do you want to discuss anything?
No, I'll let you get out of there and go to the Reds game. Like I said, I got a lot of thoughts on the fights and suspensions and smack talking and stuff like that, and so we'll have a pretty lengthy show on that. Hopefully sometime this week.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
Right. See you guys.